Welcome comrades back to another Minecraft survival video. My name is Cobblestone. I have once again made my way down to this new cave that I am building out. And today is going to hopefully be the day that I complete this, or at least get it very much along the way. I'm going to do a massive effort. I have all the blocks that I believe are required to get this done. Sans a enchantment table, but I will be able to go out and get one in a moment. I also need a couple more decorative blocks to kind of line this area and wrap it up with a neat little bow, but that can all be something that I develop along the way. I at least want to get this area filled out. And I've also been standing here as these cave spiders have built up in my farm, and this has been such a saving grace for the fate of my experience levels, as I've been able to accrue so many in such a short amount of time. I'm almost at level 36 now, which is, if you've been following along, you'll know that I think that's the highest level that I've been to. I haven't been really much above 33, 34. On 35, almost at 36, so I'll have the opportunity to attempt a few enchantments with this new enchantment setup that I'm building out over here. And in fact, where bookshelves, there they are. I think I need 15, but I'm going to fill them in here. This will be the first opportunity to test it out. How many do I have there? I think, yeah, that's all of them. That is 6 on this side. And maybe I think I'm happy with that. I don't want to go beyond my means in how many that I use. So, and then I just need an enchantment table, and of course, I want to fill this out. I'm going to put this into a flashback mode so that I'm not trying to do this live, and I'll perhaps put it into a more of a timelapse atmosphere, which will enable me to concentrate more. And I will see you on the other side of that. Time to put the finishing and the final touches upon this area. Well, not necessarily the final touches, as I'm still looking around and seeing places that I'd like to flesh out more and decorate, or to get it to a point where it looks very pretty, such as this corner. I've kind of left it as it is, but I think it could do with a bit more TLC. Anyway, what I'm referring to is over here, and the enchantment table. I think I left the goods for that in this chest. That is correct, and this should be enough to make an enchantment table. And there is a zombie in the background. Whoops, that's not the recipe whatsoever. It's like so. There we go. There's a zombie in the background. I think it's like somewhere in here, which is really annoying me. So I'm gonna have to find if there's a little like crevice or a hole that I missed out on. It almost sounds like it's beneath me if it's not in the walls. And the spiders are, of course, incessantly hissing in my ear. I've gotten to level 42, which will provide me, what would that be, 5 whole enchantments at the level 30 level to experiment with. And let's see what I get. I have Brought my armor down here that I've been meaning to enchant for some time. I have a few tools as well. I'm hoping for something good. I'm hoping for a permanent set of armor that will serve me through both the overworld and the underworld, the world beyond. And this should prove lasting in providing me with what I need. Whoops, I didn't enchant that properly. Efficiency 4, fingers crossed. And it's an efficiency 4. Not necessarily what I was hoping for. I would have liked additional enchants on top of that. That's okay. I'm going to go with the chest piece. Protection 4. Protection 4. Okay, I'm really getting what is promised at face value, but not beyond that. So perhaps if I have expectations to get something at the level of protection 4, then it's been fulfilled, but I would appreciate it if it were a little bit more. And I'm going to check what's on the book. As I said, whenever you're doing these enchantments, it's always a case of when it rains, it pours. They're either all level 4 or they're all level 3. And in the event that they're all level 3, it seems like nothing is attractive as an option. But then by the time you get around to the ability to enchant... Oh, that's Fire Aspect 2. I'm going to go with that. By the time you get around to trying to enchant the next one, they all seem to be level 4 at once, and you're blessed with choice. Yeah, okay. These, like, again, they're not perfect. I think I could do better. I'm getting shortchanged a bit here, but I think for now, you know, it's going to serve me more or less. I'm breaking 3. Oh, that's good. That's actually quite fantastic as far as axes go, and I have one last opportunity to get lucky, though I think it's all going to give me level 4s, except for the blast protection boots. I like feather falling on my boots. I don't know if I'm so animated by the idea of having fire protection on my boots. Or blast protection, whatever it was there. And I have a shovel, I have a bow, I'm going to see what the pickaxe and the axe is telling me. Because while I do have plenty of swords in my inventory at the moment, I think this one is... Oh, no, which one is it? This one I'm using for the farm, because it's got Bane of Arthropods. That is okay. I have another protection for book upstairs as well, in the event that I get unbreaking on something but not protection. Okay. Sharpness 3, that's no good. Efficiency 4. You know, I'm going to go with it. Yeah, efficiency 4. I really want a Fortune 3 pickaxe. That would be fantastic by way of pickaxes. And I'm going to also smelt this down so that I can get an armor stand to put it beside. Oh boy, I didn't bring any. Okay, that's a shame. But that's alright because I have these I can use. Yeah, I want to put an armor stand here with the armor that's either enchanted or unenchanted. That should be very much something that I like, and I'm going to just throw all this into the chest as I'm quite cluttered as it stands, and maybe organize it in a bit more of an orderly fashion than it is at the moment. I'm actually pretty happy with this room. I've got a lot of buckets. I'm pretty happy with this room. I'm thinking, like, there are some areas, again, these corners, and then if you look beyond this, of course I haven't finished the rail, but even as you delve down further into the mine, this area looks very underdone. It's underbaked as far as detail is concerned, and just generally beautifying the journey down as you reach this cave. And then perhaps I could add a few more features, a few more functionalities in this room, just to give it a bit more of like a man-made element. At the moment, it seems very sparse, and it's like open plan, which I like, but at the same time, it seems like I'm kind of missing out on stuff. I like this, having this like support beam, as though this entire area is being held up, and perhaps it gives it this look as though it's like run down a bit and it's been well worn. And if it weren't there, then perhaps this entire cave would fall in on itself, which is pretty cool. As far as world building is going, I'm gonna put another one there, just so it can like take up a bit of this space around the center of the room. But yes, so far so good. I think there are a few decorative blocks, like I want to put some candles up here, maybe some turtle shells as well, which would be interesting. Those are things that I don't have. I've realized that you require was it wax? In order to make this beeswax? Honeycomb, sorry. I was going to say it was beeswax, but it's honeycomb. You need honeycomb if you're trying to make a candle or something I do not have as yet, but hopefully in the near future I will be able to obtain. And I like the dark corners of it as well. That really tickles my fancy. I'm going to get started on these so I can do some more enchants. I was about to head up to the overworld when I enchanted one last pair of boots at level 30 and I got protection 4 unbreaking 3. So as far as my armor stocks are concerned, it is looking like that Nether Trip that I have planned up ahead is in full go, full steam ahead. We are working very hard. We're working tirelessly day in, day out to reach that goal of reclaiming my rightful authority and home of the Nether over those piglins who had brutalized me last time I went there. And at once restoring my honor in this world as... Oh, there's an enderman in there. Oh boy. Oops, I took this sword up with me. I didn't mean to do that. I think I can kill this guy. I accidentally threw an ender pearl I had before, which is a bit of a shame. I meant to put it into an item frame in the wall, but unfortunately I ended up throwing it at the item frame. It's very difficult to talk over the sound of this enderman over the back. And I think it just died out here. Oh no, it didn't. Oh, it picked something else. It picked up one of my mushrooms. Give that back! You can take my treasures, you can take my riches, but you'll never take my mushrooms. Those things are of utmost importance. They're a rare commodity in this base. Oh boy. Do a lot of damage. I'm quite frightened of endermen, but when you have a Fire Aspect 2 sword, it kind of makes it a bit easier. I also have been investigating other farms and more efficient ways to grow mushrooms, and I saw that you can do like mushroom block farms, which seem to be more efficacious in terms of the amount of mushrooms that you're able to gather from it. So I'm going to be investigating that a bit more. And I'm really liking how everything's coming together. I feel like I've done a lot of work off camera to get things to a better point, just kind of terraforming. What I mean terraforming is just actually adding like grass and bushes and crops around and leaves. So I suppose the more appropriate term would be decorating. I want to try and move these away because I feel like this is very prime real estate right beside the house. And it's kind of cluttered by all of these animals that are in the pens making a lot of noise at the same time. And what was that? Okay. Whoops. I'm being hunted by phantoms. Everything is out to get me. I feel like I sleep so often and yet they just respawn the entire time. It must be like every 2 or 3 nights, I suppose, by the time they get back. I think 3 is a more appropriate measure. And I guess they're close enough now that they're preventing me from sleeping, which is very frustrating. If they would get a bit closer, maybe I'll do this and they'll try and like fly in here. Oops, okay, maybe not. I think it's these guys that are preventing me from sleeping. I'll use my power 4 bow on them. I'll action that if they would be so bold as to fly in the direction within the wheelhouse of this arrow. I feel like this is a case of, if you've seen The Hobbit, I don't think it was in the book version of The Hobbit. J.R. Tolkien hadn't written it, but when Bard the Bowman was in the tower and he was trying to get the perfect shot on Smaug. I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen the film. It's in the... I think it's in the second film, or maybe it's in the first one. There's the desert... Whoa. What was that? A visitor at my front door. Yeah, it's in one of the films, and he's like... Oh, there's one. There's 2. And then they died to the light of day anyway. Whoops, I'm in a hole. I don't know what the point of gathering the phantom essence, phantom whatever, the little item that they drop is, the mob membrane. I don't know. I wouldn't even know what use that is. Probably like something you'd use in a potion to give you powers beyond your imagination. But at least for now, the membrane sounds weird. It sounds like some weird, like some part of your body that would fall out during surgery. The membrane, not necessary. And I also came over here and started decorating the roof of my stable, as this was something that was like grating at me so hard. I can't even begin to tell you. Every time I came over to the stable, I would just like wince at how undetailed and half-baked the roof looked. But now it is covered somewhat with various blocks, and it doesn't look as terrible as it did before. Though I still think I could do more. So I'm going to think. Generally, I'm like looking for stuff on the internet that gives me inspiration. And then I'm following that up. I'm going to put these signs here as well. So I think if I had those coming across, it'd look much cooler. Oop. Yeah, I also think I can't. If I do that. Oh no, it won't destroy it. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, so even if that falls down, then it's not going to destroy the sign, which is very useful to know. Put that one there, but I don't want to say the letter E, because that would be strange. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this is coming along. I still don't have a name for my horse. If I wanted to be... Oh, actually, you do have white, like white fur, so... If I wanted to be very Lord of the Rings, Tolkien inspired, I could call it Shadowfax, which is Gandalf's horse, which is the fairest horse of them all. Oh, that was a bit Snow White there of a quote. But what was there's some like special magical ability of Shadowfax being like the fastest horse in the realm or something. And when Gandalf is reunited with Shadowfax in the second film, Gandalf tells Shadowfax to make like the wind. Show us the meaning of haste, Shadowfax. And they ride along. I can't remember where they go. They ride along. But I don't think I'm going to be stealing Gandalf's horse name. I think I'm going to be slightly more original. And it'll come to me. It'll come to me. Just as when a prospector strikes upon gold by striking the earth with their pickaxe and suddenly they hit a metal and they look down and, oh boy, I found this rare resource, this rare mineral. Oh, it's gold. So I will be struck by that lightning rod and suddenly come to a realization for what the name of my horse should be. And you'll also see that I retexturized this. It is looking very much like a chapel. It is not beating the allegations that this is not a chapel, but I did retexturize it and I think it looks a lot better now. It kind of went a bit overboard almost, like I texturized it too much. And the roof, there's not much like rhyme. There's very little reason, sorry. There's a lot of rhyme, but there's not much reason. There's more madness and method with what is going on up there, but it doesn't look so terrible, and I still haven't filled in the path either. Maybe it's something that I could do now. I'm almost prepared to close out this video. I've kind of achieved everything that I wanted to do. There is my dog lurking in the farm, in the middle of the crops. I can't even unsit him. Maybe I will collect some of this hay, but it's such a monumental effort to have to destroy it and then replant it immediately. It's kind of frustrating. And I thought that I had a bunch of dirt blocks. But, oh no, I do. I just need gravel, that's the only thing. I don't have any gravel, which is pretty inhibitive of trying to fill in this path as it requires equal parts gravel, equal parts dirt. Maybe I'll go on a quick exploration. The efficiency 4 pickaxe, so it should absolutely shred through gravel. Talk about show us the meaning of haste. Efficiency 4 pickaxes are very efficient. I mean, shovels, sorry. Very, very efficient. And look at this. Look at this. It's like, it's less than 1 tap. It's like 1 tap is the equivalent of destroying 3 blocks. Pretty good. And then there's also coal here. Any opportunity I have to mine coal, I'm taking that. Because there's such a shortage. Something I'm always bemoaning in this world is how little coal that I have. I'm almost like resorting to going on exclusive mining trips where all I do is look for coal, though I think once I have a fortune pickaxe, it should make the task of finding coal slightly more straightforward than what it is at the moment, and I don't want to go down there too far. I think our torch is here, because I do see a bit more coal, and there is a skeleton that is shooting at me. I do not have. Where's my dog? Dog is not helping. Whatever my dog is doing. Abandoned me to fight these skeletons on my own. Should be your job. That's why I unsit you. What am I paying you for? Oh, that's right, I'm not paying you. Well, I pay you in food, I suppose. I don't know what good, like commerce would be for a dog, like currency. If I gave you currency, what would you do with that? You're just a dog. You can't pay taxes, you can't pay for things. You can't contribute to the economy. That's like an inherent deficiency of yours. That's your congenital defect or congenital defect is that you are a dog and you don't even have hands. So I guess food is the best way that you can pay your dog, and I'm kind of getting a bit sidetracked here with this. I'm going to set this because I want this Enderman actually. Get this Enderman. And hide here. Always a safe bet to hide under a 2-block, sort of like something like this, just because then the Enderman can't get to you and you're a bit safer. But this Enderman has not teleported back, which is somewhat making me afraid in case it suddenly does and deals like half my health in damage in a single blow. And yeah, it's really disappeared. I hit it once and it's just gone. It's just absolutely gone. It's taken off and not returned. That's fine. I have enough gravel now, it seems. I can get started on filling in this path. This is kind of been annoying me every time I come out here. It's like, oh man, I have to fix the path. I have to fill in the path. But I never seem to do so, except now I have no excuse now that I have an efficiency for pickaxe. Keep saying pickaxe. I mean to say shovel. I have to be very careful. This is like, with great power comes great responsibility. This thing is so effective. And I want to have it in this direction. Maybe I'll even destroy this tree. I think I'll destroy that tree because it kind of does annoy me slightly. I'm going to do this. And dispatch of it. Now we have the coarse dirt, and I'll be able to pick up the dirt that I've mined in just one moment as I fill this in, and I should deplete the number of coarse dirt pieces that I have in my inventory. I always, one thing that I'm tossing up in my head is what I want the path to be in my world. Generally, I make a decision whether I want it to be the, like the paved dirt. I forgot the term for it. It's when you do this, and then I think this will tell me what the word is. Oh no, it won't. Anyway, that sort of dirt. It's not tilled dirt. It's like path dirt. Or anyway, you get the message. I'm always tossing it up, whether it's going to be that paired with oak slabs on each of the sides of the blocks so that you can walk up seamlessly. Or I'm going to have it as coarse dirt, as I have now, paired with spruce slabs. And quite evidently, I've gone with the latter. And I think to good effect as well, as it does look better. It's also easier when you have that coarse dirt, as it slightly falls down, like it's sunken into the earth. So I often have to find myself like it creates this like small gap in between the blocks. For instance, if I do it over here, like it'll create this little thing here that's sticking out, and that always gets on my nerves, and I find myself having to like dig out that block and put it in properly so that it doesn't look like that thing is permanently there in the way. And my dog has now fallen down into this hole with me, which is slightly annoying, but I should hope it'll escape in due course by teleporting out. And if it doesn't, then I suppose I will... okay, there you are. You're back. Anyway, I was going to say you could live there permanently in that little hole, because I am not coming to get you. You are proving to be more of a liability, not helping me with those skeletons, than you are an asset to this base. And not giving you any food anytime soon. I think you can overdo it with having too many pets. Some people just like get as many pets as they possibly can and they fill them up in their base. And there are just animals absolutely everywhere making a racket. And the dog keeps pushing me, so I'm going to make it sit. But I'm not one of those people. I tend to take the approach of underdoing it with the amount of pets I have, and then I find that that's exactly right. But then at the same time, I don't want to be missing out on having like parrots and cats and dogs, so I'm a bit like Noah. I generally tend to get the breadth, the quantity of different types of pets, but I'm only getting a few amount of each. Probably a pair. I like to work in pairs. 4 phantom membrane. I wonder what that is worth in the Minecraft economy. Probably not much is my best estimate. And I also wanted to deprecate these items over here. This sword has served me very well, actually. I've had that for such a long time, and I didn't bother to upgrade it really ever. But yeah, it's seen me through the Nether. It's been there from the very beginning. I can't even remember which episode I would have gotten that. Probably like 10 episodes ago, honestly. But yeah, it's done extraordinarily well. And I had a much better sword for a while, but I'd never really used it before it was destroyed in the Nether, which is one of the lowest moments in this channel's history, that's for sure. Definitely the lowest moment in this channel's history. We'll find a way to move on, and we have found a way to bounce back. There's been a major recorrection, just as economies crash, and then in a couple of years later, they're better than ever. I think that's like one of the recurring lessons of life, is that the only direction you can go from rock bottom is up, and I think that's true. You mustn't see failure as a permanent state, but a transitory state where you can make it back even stronger the other time around. And I also have to think about what I'm going to do with all of these animals here. I think I'm going to try and get some of these sheep, and then I'm going to call this video to an end, as it is long already, and this has been quite an artistic video, I think. It's going to take me a while to edit it all up. I think it's worth it. Maybe it's not. Oh, and this is another thing that I was doing. I was going to build a cellar. I haven't done so yet, but I'm really keen to put a cellar in here. And it's very subtle, like you wouldn't really notice it. Only as I was walking past did I realize. I mean, I suppose a cellar would be more like in the ground, and you'd have to like open up a trapdoor to get down there, but this is kind of like a basement-y area. And I don't want there to be any connection to this basement or beneath the house from within the house itself. It's one of those that you have to go outside and make your way around. I don't know what I'm going to put in there. I think it just will be decorative more than it will be designed for the purposes of utility, but it will serve some need around here. And I thank you, comrades, for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, a subscribe and a like would be much appreciated, and leave a comment. Really, the only reason that I still, well, maybe not, but one of the main things that I enjoy uploading these videos is because I get a couple commenters. Sometimes I don't get any commenters, sometimes I do, and they say lovely things. And it seriously makes my week. It is so heartening to see people recognize that I'm trying to put in effort into these videos, and you know, they're not perfect, but I do the best that I can. Oh boy, yeah, okay. This is like the Oscars music playing in the background telling me to wrap up my speech. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye. Bah.